Willie East, how are you? Thanks for being here, guys. Happy Monday. Happy start of a new week. It starts with snow. We didn't get a ton. I looked outside. Haven't been out yet, but I will be after this. Um, I don't know, maybe 3 inches. I don't know. I'm hesitant to say. I'll let you know this afternoon. I'm going to go out. I think it's going to be a short walk, um, just to get it in, just to get some morning sunlight. If you guys heard me talk about this quite a bit, that the hours before dawn, usually about, in yogic terms, this is called Brahma Muhurta. Hey, sniper, which means the hours of God. And it's a flexible time, not linear. It equates to about an hour, maybe an hour and a half before the sun comes up, before that first light that we can see, and about 45 minutes to an hour afterwards. This is when we want to get outside. This is when our morning becomes a prayer, even if we never utter a single word. Just getting out and communing with that first light. It also has a positive hormonal effect on the body. It starts to produce cortisol and adrenaline and norepinephrine. These are stress hormones. And you might think, why do I need extra stress in my life? Because producing it naturally helps you navigate stress later in the day. You want to produce it in just the right amount and not artificially so. Hey, what's that? You need cortisol. You don't function without it. It's the overproduction of cortisol that we need to worry about. It is, we need those stressor hormones. We need to slightly be in the fight or flight. Otherwise, we don't go to work, right? We don't navigate traffic. We don't even communicate with each other. So we need to just enter it lightly, easily, and be able to navigate it and not allow it to rise unnecessarily so. We're not battling life, but we wake up and we get ready to battle. Hey, Anna. Good. I'm pretty good. It's snowy. It's snowy morning. Now, the importance of this hormonal response shows up later in the day, because as your day progresses and you're in that, you've entered lightly into the circadian rhythm, which is important, and you need those hormones to be in the circadian rhythm. Those hormones begin to die off during the course of the day. And in their raw material, your body uses them to produce serotonin and melatonin, the two things that we need in order to go into rest and digest and be able to sleep. Hey, cat. So get outside, get that first light to the eyes, even if you're just hanging your head out the window for 5 minutes, even if you're just looking out the window, get first light, not artificial light, first light to the eyes. And if it's a cloudy day, if it's raining, if it's snowy, it's still first light. Get outside and get it. What's our lesson for the day? I think I said 54, but am I on track? So my foot is a lot better. However, I'm suffering the after effects of having a hurt foot, meaning that it's slightly thrown. I got like a shin splint on my right outer shin because I couldn't put pressure on the toe area. And thank you, Anna, lesson 54. And my left knee is a bit out of whack, and my back is a bit out of whack. It only takes one little thing. The body's a unified expression. One little thing hurts. I've had this with seeing how a blister or the beginning of a blister can throw an entire 100-mile race off course. Or waiting. If you get a pebble in your shoe, people wait. I'll wait until I hit an aid station. It's only 6 miles away. If you got an issue, take care of it now. All right, we're going to dive in. I notice you swapped out a repeat of that sweatshirt for Star Trek shirt days. I'll change this shirt after the live stream, and I'll put on something warmer. This is just, I generally um, just like, I generally sleep in just a plain old t-shirt and tank top, sometimes no shirt. Um, and then when I wake up and I get ready to do my yoga, I don't want to go downstairs half naked or completely naked. So I generally just put on whatever it was I had on last night. What I'll do is when I go downstairs to get ready for walk, I throw in my winter stuff, and then I get outside. I haven't worn the I haven't worn the Star Trek shirt here on the live stream for quite some time. Kat says, I like the Star Trek shirt. Noted. Eric, please a turning fork around the area, but not directly on the area. Thank you, Sniper. I will do that. Hey, Paul. Paul's got a lot to say. Generally speaking, though, it's the same thing. Or maybe it's just an echo. I wrote about echoes this morning because I wrote about lesson 151. And maybe I will read that in a bit. But let's get to lesson 54, which is a review of 16 to 20. So we begin the day by reading the 5 ideas with the comments included. Thereafter, it's not necessary to follow any particular order in considering them, though each one should be practiced at least once. Devote 2 more minutes to each practice period thinking about the idea and the related comments after reading them. Do this as often as possible during the day. If any one of the 5 ideas appeals to you more than the others, concentrate on that one. At the end of the day, however, be sure to review all of them. These are the reviews for the day. I have no neutral thoughts. This was lesson 16. Neutral thoughts are impossible because all thoughts have power. They will either make a false world or lead me to the real one. But thoughts cannot be without effects. As the world I see arises from my thinking errors, so will the real world rise before my eyes as I let my errors be corrected. My thoughts cannot be neither true nor false. They must be one or the other. What I see shows me which they are. I see no neutral thoughts. This is a review of lesson 17. What I see witnesses to what I think. If I did not think, I would not exist. Therefore, life is thought. Let me look on the world I see as a representation of my own state of mind. I know that my state of mind can change, and so I also know that the world I see can change as well. Review of lesson 18. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing. If I have no private thoughts, I cannot see a private world. Even the mad idea of separation had to be shared before it could form the basis of the world I see. Yet that sharing was a sharing of nothing. I can also call upon my real thoughts, which share everything with everyone, as my thoughts of separation call to the separation thoughts of others, so my real thoughts awaken the real thoughts in them. And the world my real thoughts show me will dawn on the sight as well as mine, will dawn on their sights as well as mine. 4 is a review of lesson 19. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my thinking and the effects of my thoughts. I am alone in nothing. Everything I think or say or do teaches all of the universe. The Son of God cannot think or speak or act in vain. He cannot be alone in anything. It is therefore in my power to change every mind along with mine, for mine is the power of God. Lesson 20. I am determined to see. Recognizing the shared nature of my thoughts, I am determined to see. I look upon the witness that shows me the thinking of the world has been changed. I would behold the proof that what has been done through me has enabled love to replace fear, laughter replace tears, and abundance to replace loss. I look upon the real world and I let it teach me that my will and the will of God are one. So we are going to cover all 5 of those. We're going to do some breath work, a very short meditation where we're just going to allow each one of those thoughts without the commentary to resonate, to sink deep within, planting seeds of their intention so that they show up in our daily lives. So if you're sitting down, let your shoulders drop. Spine is straight, but we're not rigid. We're going to do a very easy breath. We're going to breathe in through the nose lightly and easily, making that ha sound. And we're going to breathe out through the nose lightly and easily, making that ha sound. It's a slight constriction of the throat. It's tuning the vagal nerve, which helps us relax. It takes us deeper within, becomes a meditation, listening to that inner ocean within. We're going to breathe in through the nose for 4. We're going to exhale through the nose for 4. Shoulders are dropped. Hands are in your lap, comfortable. Gently close your eyes and breathe in through the nose for a count of 2, 3, 4, and exhale through the nose for 2, 3, 4. In for 2, 3, 4, and out 2, 3, 4. In for 2, 3, 4. Out 2, 3, 4. In for 2, 3, 4. And out 2, 3, 4. In for 2, 3, 4. Out for 2, 3, 4. In for 2, 3, 4. Out 2, 3, 4. In for 2, 3, 4. Out 2, 3, 4. In for 2, 3, 4. And out for 2, 3, 4. In for 2, 3, 4. Out 2, 3, 4. And in for 2, 3, 4. Out 2, 3, 4. Relax. Drop the breath. Allow it to flow at its own easy and natural rhythm. No effort is given. No concentration is given to these thoughts. Just allow them to sink in slowly. Repeat them to yourself 1, 2, 3 times, and we move on to the next. We are planting the seed so that they become an active part of our everyday life. I have no neutral thoughts. I have no neutral thoughts. I see no neutral things. Just gently allow those thoughts to play through your mind. I see no neutral things. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my thoughts. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my thought. I am determined to see. I am determined to see. no effort, no concentration. We've planted those seeds, and so it is. When you're ready, open your eyes. I'll see you back in the chat. Hi, Nino. How are you, my friend? Can you guys hear me okay? Keep Life Simple said the volume is very low. Long John, how are you, my friend? Hey, Daniel. Happy Monday to you. Stepper says the 7 fundamental core pillars are the first to record principle, the is it Gita or Gaida? Gaida audit knowledge, the Marconi signal, synchronization, irreversibility of evolution, the peer review mandate, and accountability. Thank you, Wessa. 5 by 5. Are you quoting Buffy the Vampire Slayer to me? Thank you, Life. Thank you, Anna. Long John says, I'm okay. How much snow did you get, Long John? Anna says, good morning, Nino. Long John says, how much snow did you get? Oh, I got, I don't think they're calling for more. Man, I hope I'm not calling for more. We didn't get as much as I thought, but it still might snow. I think the snow warning is up till 10 this morning. What's it says, who, me? If I'm quoting Buffy, I didn't know it. Yeah, they used to say, Faith used to say 5 by 5. And everyone was like, what does that actually mean? And she was like, I don't know. So we got, right now, I think we got maybe 2 inches, maybe 3 inches. But I haven't yet been out. I've only looked out the door. I'm going to do a short walk. And then I'll do I just want to get outside and get that light to my eyes. Get out in nature just a little bit. And then I'm going to work out. And then after my workout, I'm going to do a very short and easy walk, run, hopefully. Hey, generic. What's it says? Who? Faith? Never mind. Not a fan of Faith. So, for me, my lesson of the day was 151. So, I don't start on New Year's. Maybe I will next year. Maybe when I finish the lessons this year, I'll take a break. I never take a break from the course, but I'll take a break of doing the lessons. Then I'll start with New Year's with whoever else wants to join in. Lesson 151 is all things are echoes of the voice for God. All things are echoes for the voice of God. Here's what I wrote. Following echoes. Above all else, I simply need to listen, truly and deeply so. Beyond the superficial noise that's offered by the world, this is an act of listening that brings me to a reinterpretation of what's first heard. Lesson 151 of A Course in Miracles tells me that all things are echoes of the voice for God, reminding me that my every initial reaction is wrong, a shallow judgment that will mask the Holy Spirit's words. I've rushed through life on the advisement of the ego, listening to the rush of noise that only led me to hurtful conclusions. I'm asked to listen now, to follow the everyday echoes to a deeper meaning. And it seems that I'm finally ready to pause and allow myself to be guided by the loving voice of God. Above all else, we only need to listen, deeply so. That was my lesson for the day. We're going to get ready to go in a few minutes, guys. Our early morning live stream is going to be a bit shorter. Hey, Laura. Laura, how are you? 22 days till St. Patrick's Day. Hey, Lady Sky. So that's only 22 shopping days until St. Patrick's Day. You only have 22 days to find a 4-leaf clover. I only have 22 days to buy green food dye. I only have 22 days to get a shillelagh. I only have 22 days to find out what a shillelagh actually is. I only have 22 days until I can kiss the Blarney Stone. I only have 22 days to buy sanitizer to wash the Blarney Stone before I kiss the Blarney Stone. You only have 22 days of singing of the green, green grass of home. And 22 more days from now, my Irish eyes will be smiling. I don't know what a shillelagh is. I think it's a big club. I think. It's an Irish word. I'm just making stuff up as we go. Oh, Sniper's made a shillelagh. Hey, Sniper, can you post a photo of a shillelagh on St. Patrick's Day for us? I only have 22 days to add an O to my name. O. McCarty. Oh, Eric. Oh, Eric. Oh, Eric O. McCarty. No, now I'm panicking, Lady Sky. 22 days. The knot of the wood is rounded off. I have no idea why the word shillelagh came to mind. "22 more days, I'm gonna gather all the snakes and bring them back to Ireland. The one thing Ireland is missing: snakes." So anyway, I was saying it's going to be a short-ish live stream. We've covered the review. Remember, lesson 51 all the way to 60 are reviews. And then, guys, let me give you a little sneak peek. If you have hung in there, if you were fast approaching the end of the week, lesson 61, things take off. First 50, and not even all of the first 50, is often thought of as the beginning on the path of negation, that we are retraining. We're taking the outer world we see and realizing that it is but a reflection of the inner world that we have produced with our thoughts. It can be disconcerting because it paints a pretty bleak picture, because we have been thinking the thoughts of the ego. As lesson 151 pointed out, that these thoughts are just echoes for the real thoughts of God. Follow those echoes back, and you hear the real voice, the voice for God, which is within you. This is what the Course calls the Holy Spirit, but you can call it whatever you like: the Tao, the great shillelagh in the sky, those Irish eyes smiling upon you. Lesson 61, when we get there, all of that negation is now put aside. We're literally told, lesson 65 literally tells us that you have a function, and you have a function that was given to you by God. Don't confuse this with your job. Don't confuse this with your position. Your function is to be the light of the world, and forgiveness is your function as the light of the world. You forgive because if you look around, you see darkness, right? Hard to deny. People starving, people homeless, people at war. divisiveness, friend against friend, neighbor against neighbor, country against country. None of that is your function. You, you, honestly, you are the light of the world. And forgiveness is your function. By forgiveness, it means that you are simply shining your light, shining the light of your actual reality, who you are. It doesn't say, look on someone and excuse the things that they've done. You don't even concern yourself with what they've done. If they've done something to hurt you, you can remove yourself from their presence, but you're still shining the light of who you are on them so that you can continue to recognize who you are. If you keep them in darkness, guess where you are? You're in darkness. You want to recognize your own light. You want to know that your function is to be the light of the world. You only have one function. It's the function that God gave you, and it is the function of forgiveness. Forgiveness breaks you open and allows that light to shine through. Your happiness and your function are one. You will never be truly, truly happy. You might be conditionally happy, but that's not true happiness. The happiness that we know of is the happiness when things go my way. The happiness when I'm in a great relationship. The happiness when my car is new and shiny, the relationship of a job promotion, the relationship when my kids are born, the relationship when my kids graduate, the relationship I have with my kids when they leave home, when they have grandchildren. All those are conditional. Every single one of them. We're talking about the happiness that is unconditional and unchanging and resides within you, as you, because it's given to you from God. Doesn't mean that you don't enjoy all those other things that happen, but you're not broken when they don't happen. Doesn't mean you're not sad. It means you're not broken. Sometimes, though, it's good to allow that brokenness to seem to appear because you realize the condition. All right, where are we, guys? There's got to be a snake somewhere in Ireland, not according to St. Patrick. That St. Patrick's at his job wasn't snakes though. And it says you forgive because if you look around, you see darkness. Yep. Shining the light of your actual reality. And you do that well, my friend. I never, never, never not bask in the light in which you offer whenever you come in here. That does not mean that I know you're sad sometimes. I know there's a bit of a struggle, but I think that you are in tune with that light. And even through the struggle, you shine it out for others. Just make sure that you recognize that that light is you. That's your light. You're not seeing my light. You're not looking at me and thinking, yeah, he's okay. That Yogi, he's got his moments. He can be okay every once in a while. When you look at me, whatever light you see is your own light being offered back to you. Here's the good news for me. The light that I recognize as Anna is my own light shining back to me. Thank you, life. Sempre says, to us the snakes serve as an esoteric metaphor for the eradication of druid knowledge and the signal of indigenous spiritual frequencies. Life says, yes, unconditional love. We're told the earth has entropy. We can't have unconditional love without negentropy. Negentropy, that's a fact. Well, fortunately, hey David. Fortunately, the Course in Miracles, yogic traditions, and Buddhism sort of negate the actuality of the world. Maya, illusion. Can't have partial illusion. An illusion is an illusion is an illusion, as Kenneth Wapnick was fond of saying. David, my foot is doing better. I'm still going through the after effects of the issues that hurt foot caused. Namely, a pretty bad shin splint in my right, uh, on the right side of my right shin. It's a lot of rights. What we give, we will get the same. Amen to that. Marlon says, I just lost my phone and notebook is broken, so might see less of me, but we'll do my best to drop by. Thank you, Marlon. You gonna get a new phone? Hey, David, thanks for asking about the foot. And it says, an illusion is an illusion is an illusion. Yep, it's easy to get trapped. It's easy to get trapped. This is why we practice continuous forgiveness. I'll be honest with you, at the age of almost 61, everything I did before makes me smile. None of it really brought me true peace. None of it brought me that joy of just simply looking at things in the simplicity of what they are. An uncomplicated life has become, for me, the biggest joy. I can allow sorrows to float by. Doesn't mean I'm not affected by them. I feel sorrows deeper now than ever. But there is an abiding sense of this unconditional love that I get from listening, allowing all of that stuff to be retranslated by the Holy Spirit. You know, very often a young person will come in and say, can you give, from your perspective, can you give me advice? Always a little hesitant to offer anything. Because everyone has to go through what they go through in order to get where they get. But no complicated path ever led me anywhere but complications. It never brought me peace. It never brought me joy. It never allowed me to settle into a life of love and loving. And being able to show up every day and offer love to every condition, meaning things still happen, life still hurts, but I can offer love to everything that shows up. And that is all that matters. It's all that matters. In the end, it's not going to be how much knowledge did I accumulate. It's not going to be what meditation did I learn, what breath work did I do. All of those are good. All of those are valuable, right? They've led to a quieter mind. But the work, the practice has been forgiveness and the peace that it's given me. You can look at all things eventually with love. Marlon says, we'll try to get mine back first if it gets found. I already tried the immediate way. Now I can only hope it was found and gets brought to the lost items office. I hope so, Marlon. I hope so. And it says, I'm so scared of losing my phone. Hey, Anna, if you ever send me an email to connect, if you ever lose your phone, we will do everything we can to get you a new one as soon as possible. Semper says, when it comes to unconditional love, I've proven we don't have entropy. They may sound like a big egotistical thing to say, but I can prove it if you stick with me. Well, I put entropy and non-entropy and all of that as things of the world. Things of the world, um, part of the illusion. Just the things that work for me, right? Just the things that I have through my own practice, continuous practice for a long, long time, work for me. That the world does worldly stuff, right? Whatever that might be. None of it is my concern. My concern is always to go within, always to go within, and forgive the thoughts that make the world. Forgive the thoughts that make anything of the world. Hear the sound of a snowplow. Hey, it's Jess. I just wanted to come by and hope you have a nice and good Monday. And I know that you're awesome. Thank you. That's a wonderful thing to do, my friend. It's much, much appreciated. You're welcome, Anna. Always. David says what you said about negates the actuality of the world. When life's pains and worries happen, that's quite a challenge. Feels impossible to me. You're not becoming cynical with your foot and all? Nope. Not even a little bit. The things of the world are always doing the things of the world, right? The things of the world are the creation of the thoughts that I have about the world. The thoughts about my world are not my real thoughts. They are the thoughts of the ego. The ego is a construct. It's a psychological construct. It is a belief system that I've largely inherited and largely shaped. It has been all the things I've been told that I am. And we cannot see apart from the ego. We can only see through the lens of the ego until we know, quietly so, through contemplation, through meditation, through escaping the samskaras, those emotional imprints that we talk about in yoga and Buddhism, the kleshas, which are the 5 afflictions of the mind. When you see all those are happening, you realize those are things that are constructs, and you are the awareness that is independent of those constructs. The constructs appear within awareness. Awareness is who you are. Awareness is always unconditional. I'm aware of everything in this room right now. My attention can pinpoint one thing. Attention is not awareness. Awareness just is. So the negation, we want to negate all the things that keep us trapped in the illusion of the ego. And then we see what's real. Then we see there are comings and there are goings, but that which remains is real. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. If something can come, if something can go, it's not real. Now, we can argue for it. I can argue for the realness of this desk until I look at it from a very, very powerful microscope. Then I see that actually it is a collection of cells, molecules, atoms, particles, subatomic particles, sub-subatomic particles, possibly strings that are vibrating at a particular frequency to bring this into existence. But beyond the strings, there is a nothingness, a no-thingness that has produced all of that. So I can argue for the solidness of this table, and I certainly do whenever I stub my toe on it. That doesn't make it real, though. Doesn't really make it solid. Same with the personality, same with the ego. We can argue for it. That doesn't make it real. It just means that we have an argument, and our argument is so persuasive. This is the world we have. If you like it, welcome to it. Do your best to make it better. If you don't like it, man, I can't blame you for that. Now, the world is filled with some terrible stuff, but it's also filled with some incredible beauty. Every loving thought that you've ever had is true, is reality. You've extended it from God. Everything else is an illusion. Stick with those loving thoughts. Give the world your loving thoughts, and guess what you'll eventually have? The real world, a loving world, the world that was created and is in creation through that love, through God. God is love. So yeah, I hope none of that sounded cynical. I hope that love never said. I hope that love never sounds cynical. Mother says she broke to get a new one. Couldn't pay electricity this month. Had my mother help me out, so I won't get it turned off. But not sure if I can afford such purchases next month either. Hey, Marlon, do you have like a buy me coffee or PayPal on your account on your channel? Well, first repair lasted 5 hours. That doesn't sound like much of a repair. Oh, not allowed to receive anything because I'm on disability. Oh, so you can't get a gift from a friend? That seems a little harsh. Let's put you on disability and not be allowed to receive gifts from friends. All right, guys, so let me head out. Take my, it'll be less of a limp. I'm a little worried about. I do have, and another pair of shoes. I don't know if I want to put them on because they are worn in one particular spot up here. For some reason, this company, I'm not going to mention the name, also puts a bit of plastic where this, for the logo, where this rubs off. So now you have this plastic that digs into the skin. Otherwise, the traction is still good. But I have, these are called yak tracks on my shoes. But I'm not going to wear these because of that little spot. I would be trading one issue in for another. This guy says, how's the kitty doing, Yogi? She seems to be pretty good this morning. Both of them. Thank you, Lady Sky. Keep us posted, Marlon. All right, guys. I am out the door in a bit. A few things to do before I head out. Thanks for coming by, hanging out with me. Thank you, Lady Sky. What if like a family member gave you a birthday card with $5? Do you have to report that? Turn that in? Do you have to hand it over? Thank you, David. All right, guys. I will see everyone later. That phone is vital for keeping my channel running. Well, I hope it is turned in. Sending prayers your way, Marlon. Love you, my friend. Guys, take care. 1 o'clock, Miss Flipper. 5:25, we have a guest. She's going to be pretty awesome. Just no, it's just any online transfers can be looked into and get me in trouble. I'll never understand it. Hey, Selma. Selma, I hope you had a nice weekend. All right. Love you guys. Gonna see everyone later.